Good morning. We're gonna work on the back today. And it seems like sometimes when we're doing one thing, it's like, how is this relevant to the back? We can think about the whole body as every little part of the body is going to affect another. Something that some people see as being more of a reality is the brain, for example, is not just this thing in our skull, and in fact the whole body is a brain, and there's systems of brains within it. So it's kind of the same idea. So we're going to work a lot on the back of the legs today, for example. But a chair is something that you will need, something, or it can be like a table or anything like that, but there will be a point when we need to use, we'll be seated and we have to have our arms forward, resting on a chair, something, like this, or you can have the back of the chair or a leg of a table, something like that. So I'll just leave that up to you and you can be creative about it. And I think we'll get started. So we're going to begin with single nostril breathing today to help calm the nerves, and you might want a tissue close by because it does help clean out the sinuses. So there's different ways this can be done. You can breathe in and out through the nostrils, so without the constriction in the throat, like Ujjayi pranayama, or you can do Ujjayi breath with this, and so you'll get a different sensation for it. This can also be done in a more forceful way or in a slower way, and we're going to stick to a slower way today. So find yourself seated nice and tall. And if it's hard to sit, please make sure you have something to sit on so you can drop the knees, okay? And let's first rest the hands on the knees and take a deep breath in through the nose. Clear out through the mouth. Let go. Now this time make sure that the belly is going to inflate, rib cage, chest, collarbone. Inflating in that nice loose formation, and then exhaling in the opposite order. So inhaling, filling. Exhale, release. One more clear breath. We'll inhale, maybe even lift the head a little bit. Exhale, lowering the head. Shake the head out. Bring the head to center. Take the right hand, and we're going to first exhale completely through both nostrils, and then cover the right nostril and inhale through the left, nice and slow. Take the pinky to the left nostril, cover it, exhale out through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Now keep going like this and play around with the breath. So maybe if you are in Ujjayi breath, you're going to notice you can take longer inhale and exhale. And so now you're inhaling through the right nostril. And then when you're done with the inhale, you cover that nostril and exhale through the opposite. We're going to continue just like this a few more times. And you can take one more inhalation. One more exhale through the opposite nostrils. And then release the hands. A nice soft inhale. And being able to relax is really going to help us as we move forward. So notice what you're feeling inside. A nice sense of settling into the body and kind of out of the excess thoughts in the mind. And we're going to start our practice actually standing. So when you're ready, just rise right up and come to a chair. And we're going to start first by stepping away from the chair. And again, this is a table is going to work for this too. And just allowing the arms to be resting, be holding the backrest. So we're going to be halfway up to start, so not too far. And we're just going to feel what this is like. Maybe some nice clearing breaths. You might shake the head out if you're feeling tension. And then let it come up. So paying attention to the back as you're here. If it's hard to be halfway down, then you're going to bend the knees. But the purpose of this is to stretch the back of the legs, to kind of relieve some tension from the low back. And keeping the back straight is the focus. So see what you need to do to get to that point. We're going to go a little bit lower as well in a moment. We'll take 7 slow breaths here. And as you're here, you might also work the shoulder blades towards each other. Now from here we'll lift the head and just look forward. Maybe the tailbone can shift upwards. 3 deep breaths, still holding the head up. Making sure that and I can tell that my weight is a little too far back, so I'm going to bring some weight forward. Making sure that the hips and the ankles line up. And then we're going to release the arms and just fold here. Maybe clasp opposite elbows with the hands. Maybe separate the feet if that's going to help you lower the trunk a little bit with less bending in the spine, which is our focus today overall. Maybe bending the knees to help limit that. About 3 deep breaths, feeling the broadening of the back on the inhalation. And that all draws in as you exhale. And let's begin to bend the knees and unroll the spine. So here we're intentionally rolling. I'm going to use the chair once again before we come to the mat. So from here, I'm going to use the seat of the chair, and then we're going to lower here and kind of rest. And so we're just going to bring maybe 4 arms to the seat And then maybe the forehead can come to the seat. And again, if you're really tight in the body, back body, you might have you might be using a table for this. If you need lower, this is a computer chair, so I could get lower, I think. And I'm going to see if I could use the lower setting. And it's still too high. Okay. So resting forehead, resting arms, finding some clearing breaths. Tightness in the back of the legs is going to affect the way we experience the back and vice versa. So this is really important. Opening these spaces, letting blood flow better from the heart to the feet. Now see if you can stop holding on to the upper body. So let the head just be supported by the chair. Let the arms be supported by the chair. About 7 more deep breaths. And letting go at that final exhale, you might step away from the chair or roll the chair away and then fold here, clasp opposite elbows like we did before. See if this has changed. See how it's changed. 5 deep breaths. Feel the back broaden on the inhalation. Feel it draw back in on the exhalation, and watch the trunk drop a little bit lower. See if you can get the hips and the ankles lined up. Once again, we're going to unroll the spine. So take another full breath. And then we'll bend the knees and start to rise. The head is the last to rise. And you can kind of move the chair aside for now. We'll come back to it in a little bit. Okay, so let us come to the top of the mat. And from here, take the arms upwards. And then begin to activate the thighs, engage the glutes, and stretch the heart up. Let the arms come back slightly, a bit of a back bend here. Neutral spine. Side bend to the right, exhaling. Right hand can come down to the leg, left arm up and over. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. Feeling the left waist relax and stretch on the exhalation. Inhaling to center. Exhaling, bending left, right arm up and over. Bring the mind to the right waist. feel it press out on the inhalation, draws in on the exhalation, and relaxes. Inhale, rise to center. Take another back bend. Engage the thighs, the glutes. Look up. Very important to protect the back, is using those glutes. And then this time, bring the arms out to a T and fold forward. Okay, so once you've lowered, take a couple deep breaths there. And what we're going to do is find an object around you. Maybe you have a block around, water bottle, whatever it is. Go ahead and have that item in front of you. And then we're going to practice picking this object up as if it's like a really heavy object or just any object on the floor. And we're going to use the glutes to do this. So grab a hold of the object, bend the knees, and now begin to rise and feel, come up just halfway. Feel how the glutes activate as you come up halfway, and then exhale, lower all the way down. So keeping the knees bent, pick up the item, and then begin to rise all the way up. The back, you'll notice, is straight the whole way through. It's about bending the legs and using the glutes. Now we're going to take this object, reach it upwards. Find a bit of a back bend, engage the thighs, the glutes. Exhale, come halfway down, bend the knees, and then begin to lower to pick this, or to take this item down. So you'll see setting it down. It's about bending the knees using the glutes. Start to rise, pick up the item, feel the glutes engage. Knees were bent, come all the way up. Exhale, lower down. You can start to bend the knees, keep the back straight. Exhale, lower. So a lot of back problems from lifting objects is because we're bending at the spine when we're picking up the object, and we need to keep it straight and use the lower body. So we're going to keep doing this. Use the lower body to actually work. So we underuse the glutes. And so let's just keep doing this a few more so we can incorporate this as muscle memory. Okay, once more. And then we'll release this object and come down to a table posture, hands and knees. You might want to take a vinyasa there if you'd like, come to plank, move through that. Otherwise, once you're in a table posture, neutral table to start, inhale, expand, lift the head, tailbone, exhale, release the air, empty out through the belly, and the tailbone and the head shift down. Take a few more of these. Okay, neutral spine. The next inhale, lift the right arm upwards. Take 2 deep breaths here. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Let's rest in child's posture for a few breaths. Big toes together, knees apart, lower the hips, lower the head. Settle in, about 5 full breaths. Now we're going to switch to lying on the back. So when you're ready, rise up. You can cross the ankles, come all the way down. If you have blocks, grab a hold of them. If you have books as your props, those are going to work too. You don't have to have them, but they're really nice for this. So we're going to come into a bridge posture with blocks under the feet. So once you're on the back, let's take the knees to the chest, rock a little side to side. You might move the head. I like to move the head in opposite direction of the knees. And then we'll go ahead and bring the feet down. Now just start to walk the shoulders back towards each other and just be here for a moment. So feeling like you have like a quarter between or a penny between the shoulder blades and you're squeezing it and holding it with the shoulder blades. Okay, so get that sensation. We're going to come back to that in a moment. Set up the blocks underneath the feet. Okay, so when you're ready, shoulders back, pull the pelvis in and begin to lift the hips up. Walk the shoulders back towards each other. It's kind of a freeing bridge posture. Elevating the feet really changes the experience here. Now maybe interlace the fingers underneath and press the arms down. That's for open shoulders. If you're tighter, if you have more muscle mass, but it might be difficult. So you have the elbows down, the forearms lifted, fingertips skyward. Now feeling the glutes by really engaging them as much as you can for 3 more deep breaths. Lifting the hips higher. A little higher. And exhale, lower release. We're going to take 2 sets. So just relax for a moment. Relax the glutes. Let the low back come down to the mat. And then when you're ready, walk shoulders back towards each other. Pull the pelvis in. Lift the hips. Keep walking shoulders back. Set up the arms. Lots of possibilities here with the arms. At least 3. Another option here, hands can go right to the sacrum. Since the feet are up so high, the hips can be up higher. And we can maybe just hold the sacrum up, then engage the glutes for 3 more deep breaths, lifting the hips. Draw the knees towards each other. Like you're squeezing something between the knees, holding it there. And exhale, release the arms lower. If you're using the blocks, keep the left foot on a block and bring the right ankle to the left thigh. And if not, that's okay too. Let's just relax here for a moment. So without having to hold this left leg, getting some stretching in the right hip. Now take this right foot and circle it. Circle the other way. Now release the foot, relax it completely. Send the right knee away from the trunk. Now flex the right foot. Now relax the right foot. Notice the subtle changes in this right leg and the right glute. Engage the right foot, flexing it. Relaxing. Just a few more times. Paying very close attention to all the sensations. Now we'll do here is we'll Keep this right foot flexed. And you might stay right here, especially if you're really tight. Or you might lift the left leg and then hold the left leg with the hands. Bringing the hands around that left thigh. Maybe interlacing fingers behind the thigh itself. More intensity if you need that. You'll hold the lower part of the leg, the shin, maybe the knee. Clearing breaths here. And then deep breaths. Really paying attention to all the shifts that are occurring internally. Two more breaths. And releasing this foot. You can bring it to the block, right foot to the block. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Just gonna relax here for a moment. And then start to move this left foot in circles. Circling the other way. Now we'll flex the foot, relax the foot. Keep the foot relaxed, send this left knee so it's drawing in towards the rib cage, press it away from the rib cage. Now flex the foot and relax the foot, keeping the knee there. Flex the foot, relax. Paying close attention to how flexing the foot changes the experience in the leg. Okay, we'll flex the foot. Hold here for a couple breaths. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you're ready to lift the right leg and then hold the right leg with the hands. Another breath. Maybe 3 more actually. We were here a little longer on the other side. Okay, we'll start to come out. Release. And then let's remove the blocks. Going to come to a happy baby for a moment, holding the feet with the hands. About 4 breaths or so. Knees are bent. So you'll notice back is straight, knees are bent. And from here, we'll bring the knees in, rock up to seated, and right over to table posture. Hands and knees. Okay, let's practice a little bit strengthening in the upper back, and the arms. We'll come into modified side plank. Take left foot to the left side of the mat, right foot to the back side of the mat, right toes face right side of the mat, right arm reaches up. Now what we'll do is begin by taking some circles with this right arm. So loosening up. Nice big circles. We'll rotate the other way. And then we'll take the arm upwards and squeeze between the shoulder blades, that coin. Now from here you might keep the right foot where it is. If you'd like to create a little bit more strength, you might bring or match the level of your strength is better said. You're going to bring the left foot to the back of the mat, sending the left hip away from the mat, creating lots of strength in the obliques, the left side of the spine, the arm. If you need more intensity with the left knee down, then lift the right leg. Forgot to mention that one. 2 more breaths. Exhale. You can come to a plank or you can come to table where we started. And then we'll go to the other side. So right foot to the right, left foot to the back of the mat. We'll take the left arm up and then find circles. Rotate the other way. This is a really helpful posture. So great to take to help strengthen, lengthen, work with balance. Okay, then when you're ready, take that left arm up, squeeze the shoulders back, shoulder blades back towards each other, and then maybe you stay here, or maybe you find that more intense variation for you. Again, it could be left leg lifting, strengthening in the hip, top hip, or both arms, both feet more, like both feet planted. Of course, there's ways to intensify this posture by lifting the left leg. Lots of points where we can stop on the spectrum of challenge here. Almost there. One more breath. And go ahead and find your way to table posture. And we're going to move through cat-cow here. So go through, and I just want to add in, doing this kind of stuff on carpet, lots of cushion underneath, is a little hard. So I could feel that my wrists were a little bit more challenged than they would have been if I was on a hard floor. And so just be mindful of that. So at this time, to kind of keep my wrists from bending, I'm just going to keep them extended by coming to my knuckles. Couple more of these, and then we're going to be threading the needle in a moment. big needle. Let's come to table. And then we'll inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the right arm through. Come down to the right side of the face. Maybe left arm extends forward. Maybe left arm extends up. Maybe left arm wraps around the low back. So if you don't have the arm wrapped around the low back, maybe try that and notice the shoulder blade drawing in to the muscles around it. It's going to help relieve some tension there. And then we'll come out of this left palm down, inhale, right arm up. Bring the hand down, hopefully feeling more open in the chest too now. Inhaling, left arm up. Exhale, thread the arm through. Another variation with the right arm. Maybe that shoulder blade behind if you don't already have it there. And then we'll have right palm down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale the hand down. We're going to come into either downward facing dog, or you can come right to a forward fold. We're going to meet in forward fold. 5 deep breaths here. Hopefully noticing some changes. Bend the knees, unroll the spine. Rise up to standing. Let's reach the arms upwards. Find a back bend, engaging the thighs, the glutes. Come to neutral, side bend to the right, 3 breaths. Right hand down. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. We're going to come into a tree posture. So a chair can be used, a wall can be used. I'm just going to have the chair close by today, just to kind of show you. So we're going to have the feet hip distance apart. And again, either we've got, we may not need anything to support us. So just check in. We'll have hands together. Shift the weight over to the left leg. See that that thigh is drawing up, the kneecap is drawing up. See that the glute is now engaged. Okay. Now take the right foot to the inside of the left leg. So if you're going to use support, you might be able to work this foot further up to the thigh. Okay, or maybe even towards the inside of anywhere in the leg. Keep the knee pressed over to the right. And maybe you're holding a surface, wall, chair, whatever it is, and you'll take the right arm up. And just see, maybe you're going to use both arms today. Keep the left leg engaged, and even that right leg, you can be pushing the legs into each other and creating more support with that resistance. And we'll come out of this side and into the other side. So, maybe shifting directions, whatever it is. Then we'll have the hands together, come over to the right leg, engage the thigh, the glute, feel the kneecap rise, left foot to the inside of the right leg. Make sure to keep the head still, but don't get tense in the neck. Right, so keep the neck loose, keep the head still. Focus the eyes on something in front of you that isn't moving. Like find that object, and then you can blur the vision and still keep looking at that object to some degree. Maybe legs pushing into each other. Keeping the knee far left. Another deep breath. And then we'll come out of this and release. We're going to use the chair again, but this time in seated. So when you're ready, let's see how I'll use this. We'll go ahead and find a seat. You don't have to have the chair, especially if you're really open in the back of the legs. Then you're probably going to be able to use hands to the leg, but the purpose of this is very similar to what we started with. So we're going to sit up nice and tall and have the left leg extended, the right foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel the length in the back. Exhale, begin to hinge forward until you bring the hands to the chair. Now, you can keep the hands further up. You can lower them. But then, at some point, depending on what kind of a chair you're working with, you can kind of rely on this chair to support the upper body, and then that way we aren't collapsing because gravity is working against a weaker back, right? Some tightness, some weakness. So we are not looking for that. We're looking for this length. And we're keeping the arms fairly back, so the shoulders kind of in the sockets rather than overextending them. So the upper body is much looser than usual when we have the hands here, kind of gets all tensed up in the upper body. This leg, straight leg, might be extended but slightly bent. We're going to keep the foot flexed. And just take deep breaths, focusing the mind on the back of the left leg. This is basically the step before using a strap. So for people who have real tightness in the back of the leg, this is a good spot first, then learning with the strap, then having hands to the leg. But now we can focus on the sensation in the back of the leg. Find one more breath here and then we'll switch sides. And then rise, change legs. We'll start with arms up. Exhale, hands to the chair. Could be the back of the chair, could be the seat of the chair. Foot is flexed. Maybe the knee is slightly bent. Keeping shoulders back. Deep breaths. it's about time for resting. So take another full breath here. And release. Send the chair away or move it out of the way. Sit up nice and tall, ankles crossed. Let's take a twist over to one side. Hand to opposite knee, turning the head in the same direction as the heart. Inhale, come to center, switch sides. Inhale, come to center, hands to knees. We'll start to circle the head. You might drop chin down to chest first. Big circles. Rotate the other way. And when you're ready, lift the head and come down to the back. So I'd like to rest today with my upper back kind of arched a little bit to open up the chest and also contract this area, and that's going to help actually loosen things up there. So you can rest any way that you'd like, maybe all the way on the back, maybe in a similar fashion to what I'm doing. And I will have support for the head in this, because I really would have liked a nice deep back bend after all this, but time says it's time to rest. So check in and see what's the right place for you to rest in today. Maybe wiggle a little bit, getting ready to let the body go. And we'll take a full breath in through the nose. Release through the mouth. Release the feet, the toes face away from each other. Release the calves, the ankles, the knees. Release the hips, the pelvis, the whole trunk, the spine, the shoulders, elbows, wrists. Soften the fingers. Let go of the neck and the head, the lips and the eyes, resting. We're going to start to come back by noticing the breath and then deepening it by finding movement in the body. Finding your way up to seated, so you might bring knees in first, or if you were in that back bend as I was, you might fold. And from seated, just go in the opposite direction. Then when you're ready, we'll start to rise, coming to seated. So we can seal our practice. I'll bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. And let's sound Om one time, whether it's internal or you create it with your vocal cords. Sealing our practice. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. And if you're still here, I would like to recommend that tagging on to this practice is one more thing at some point today, if not now, depending on if you have time, is standing next to the wall with elbow, shoulders distance, or shoulder level, and then turning away from the wall. So I can sense that that is going to create a much more complete practice, but again, time kind of got away from me on this one. That's typical. I mean, I'm always 5 minutes late, so so check in, see if you want to get that in as well, especially if you're going to be on a computer today or any day. It's one you can hold for 5 breaths or much more than that, minutes at a time. And I'm just doing it now to complete my practice. Much better. All right. Thank you very much, and wonderful. Good. I'm glad you got the message, Jake. All right. Take care, everybody. See you soon, I hope. Bye.